You need to put that in writing somewhere. You know that, don't you? Or otherwise it won't happen. Actually got to make this official. And in doing this, you also need what's called an enduring power of attorney. Everybody knows what enduring power of attorney is? Attorney. An enduring power of attorney is the one person that you trust now, in your life now, who's not going to want your stuff, who doesn't have an agenda, who will assist you when you're dead to be where you want to be and to be how you. But it's also really important because if you have a stroke and you can't speak and you're stuck alive and very alert in your consciousness, how do you want to be treated in that state? How do you want to be treated if you end up in vegetative state? That's important. You don't know if a person, through the observation of a person in vegetative state, you don't know whether they're conscious somewhere. So do you want the green dream? Write it down, make sure that it's witnessed, make sure that it's countersigned, and that it's put somewhere where that document can be found. Then, are you in the Northern Rivers, Alice, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Byron at the moment.
You're in the Northern Rivers, please look up Zenith Virago, or there's another person who I also love, and her name escapes me, but I'll think of it. She's in that region and she does natural burials as well. And talking to them about your right would be the first step.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's not about you, it's about who's left living. But you've got to set it up. Have I got a property set up to be buried in? Yes. Have I done the enduring power of attorney? Yes. Have I had a will in place? Yes. So there are steps to go through to be able to dodge the bastards who are going to put you in a very expensive coffin and do a eulogy over you that you didn't want in the first place because they're too fucking tired and too fucking lazy to do it your way.
Right.
And then it's fabulous.
I think we've got a lot of work to do now to prep for ourselves and our family members. It's not straightforward, and especially in the ways of becoming a vegetable when we, that may be tomorrow. We don't know. So being able to set it up so that the people that are either side of us don't have to deal with that either. It is our responsibility. Well, I feel like it's my responsibility to do that for myself and everybody else. And the same as the way of being able to learn to let go in this life that I'm living now, because I think ultimately in my doing so, I will be able to enable the others to hopefully let me go.
I disagree with the letting go of life. I think it's important that you embrace it 100%.
Not letting go of life, letting go of me and me letting go of them.
No, don't.
Yeah, but I am.
Why?
In one way or another. Perhaps maybe perhaps that may enact that
we're not here to have a conversation about perhaps or maybe.
No, well, I'm feeling that is that line between believing that there is a life and there is a death. So
no. Again, you're new to this group. We don't use the word.
I am. Who?
We don't use the word belief because the word belief is something you want to be true, but you don't know that it to be true. You either know a thing or you don't. And I think it's very important in a conversation like this that we do consider the people that are close to us, that they fulfill the criteria of death that sets them free. And it won't set them free if you don't care about by involving them in the discussion. It's very important that they're involved in the discussion so that they know that the word responsibility is very important in this. The word relationship is very important to this, so that the response is mutual.
Yeah.
And there's no speculation, there's no belief, there's none. If a person wants to have a life that's full of belief and speculation, that's their business. I don't know them. I don't know them. I do know almost everybody here. There's a couple of people I don't know, but I know the conversations that we've had, and they're not speculative. And there's no generalizations. They're really specific. And this one about death is very specific. What do you want? And if so, how do you put it in motion? And none of this bullshit around, I don't want to hurt anybody else's feelings. Absolutely everybody is important, is going to be hurt by your death. Whatever you do, it just has to be big, luxurious, sensual, erotic, full of you, full, so that when you die, they go, I had enough. Thank fuck they're gone. Now, let's do the death thing the way they wanted it done and just absolutely do it right. Do it with the ashes. Do it with the ceremony. Do it at sea, whatever. But don't consider them, Amalia. Involve them, but don't consider them. There's a difference. Is that advice? Fuck yeah. I don't care if nobody is. Do you understand? I really don't. And I have experienced a terrible loneliness at times in my life where I've been completely misunderstood and I have completely misunderstood others. I'm very aware of when they've happened. I've resolved them when I could, and when I couldn't, I've gone into the grief and then I've come out the other side of it. Everything that we've experienced, everything we experience is who we are. This is the nurse. And it's got to be big. Because too many people, Christianity has taught people to be small and humble and poor and meek and chaste and guilty. Fuck that. Fuck all of it. The ethic behind how big you are, that's up to each person. Doesn't mean go out and be a school shooter. That's how some people see it to be big. But ultimately, that doesn't matter as well because the grieving is important. And those children were going to die because it's their destiny, because they're dead. And this is the thing you get when you're a seer, is you can't look at a thing and say, maybe it would have been different, because it isn't different. So it comes down to how you're doing what you do and how to do it in the fullness so that people, you know, fucking one of the hardest things to do in life is to trust somebody. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of talk. Lots of very, very clever people make a lot of fucking money out of doing what we're doing tonight. Me, I'm wallowing in all of you. This to me is like a meal. It's feasty stuff. I'll have the experience of us being together here for days. If the people who love you are left with the experience of who you have been in their lives for days, that's enough time. If it's weeks and months and years, who's to say how long mourning is supposed to last? I'm still mourning a Doberman, a jungle, who died in 2007. Do I ever get over that grief? Why should I? It's part of who we are, you understand. So the bigger we are, within the realms of honesty, that's enough. But that's bigger than what we would be if we tried to pretend we weren't good enough and that we had to compromise for other people. We can respect other people. We don't have to compromise. Mira, what is the name of the city in India where they have the public burnings and then the people end up in
Varanasi.
Varanasi?
Mm.
Yeah, that's another really, really good, cherishable way to be erased.
And that's where both my grandparents were taken for their ceremonies when they died.
So they become part of the atmosphere. And we breathe them.